"Do not be afraid," said Aragorn. There was a pause longer than usual, and Gandalf and Gimli were whispering together. The others were crowded behind, waiting anxiously. "Do not be afraid. I have been with him on many a journey, if never on one so dark, and there are tales of Rivendell, of greater deeds of his than any that I have seen. He will not go astray, if there is any path to find. He has led us in here against our fears, but he will lead us out again, at whatever cost to himself. He is surer of finding the way home in a blind night than the cats of Queen Berúthiel." Greetings, my friends. Yoistin here, and I hope you all are doing well, wherever you are in Middle-earth. Today we are going to talk about Berúthiel, the Queen of Gondor who was quite mysterious and creepy, perfect for Halloween later this week. My thanks go to Kyla on Facebook for her recommendation for this video, as I would never have thought about it being perfect for today without the suggestion. Without further ado, let's begin our tale. Born in the early Third Age, Berúthiel, meaning Angry Queen in Sindarin, was the wife of King Taranon Falistur. He was the first of the ship kings of Gondor, and he ruled from 830 to 913 of the Third Age. His kingdom of Gondor, at that time, extended along the coasts of the Great Sea Belgar, so it isn't surprising that his wife came from the settlements near and south of Umbar. These places had been settled by the Black Númenóreans, servants of Sauron, during the Second Age, and so Berúthiel was one of these Black Númenóreans. Likely, King Taranon married her to mayhaps form new alliances or bonds with these southern lands and their people. Berúthiel, however, was very hapless and a total downer. She hated colors and adornments of clothing, so she wore black and silver robes. Berúthiel was also loveless towards the king. Taranon brought Berúthiel to live with him by the sea in his home in Pelargir, the seaport city of Gondor. But the new queen hated the smell of the sea, the fish of the waters, and the seagulls, so she moved to the king's house in Osgiliath. While she lived there, Berúthiel decorated her courtyard with disturbing and tormented sculptures, and she kept the inside of her house mostly barren. This queen hated cats, but cats became enamored with her for that exact reason. She would then torture the cats and use them for her own purposes, more or less enslaving the poor creatures. Berúthiel would use 10 cats, 9 black ones and 1 white one. The 9 would spy upon men, learning their secrets and reading their memories, while the white cat spied upon the other cats for Berúthiel. As to why she had her cats spy upon the men of Gondor, I'm unsure. Maybe she did it in service to other Black Númenóreans for the purpose of future war. Perhaps the 9 black cats are characters that parallel the 9 Nazgûl, clad in black garb and watching Middle-earth, with the white cat mirroring Sauron for his ranking in the Order of the Wizards and his different service to the Dark Lord. Let me know your thoughts about this idea in the comments below. Anyway, men became afraid of these cats, and they hated them, cursing the cats whenever they saw them. The cats would then report back to Berúthiel, and she would uncover many secrets about Gondor and its denizens. Eventually, King Taranon would separate from Berúthiel, and he would banish his former wife and her cats from the kingdom of Gondor. They also did not have any children beforehand, and Taranon would be the first Gondorian king to break the direct line of succession, as after his death the kingship would pass to his nephew Ernil I. As for Berúthiel, she sailed south to her home, and it is possible that she relayed her experience and knowledge to her kin, which likely reignited conflict between the Black Númenóreans and the Gondorians, leading to Gondor's capturing of Umbar in 933 of the Third Age, and the beginning of another war between the two factions. Berúthiel's name would be erased from the Book of Kings, but not from the memory of men, as Aragorn would prove during the events of the Lord of the Rings. Berúthiel's tale is strange indeed, as she seemed to wield some unnatural powers of dominion over her cats, powers of which likely came from her Black Númenórean heritage. From her tale we see the horrors of the desire to control and spy upon others. Her fate is left a mystery, which is but another enigma in Tolkien's works. Quote, "The ship was last seen flying past Umbar under a sickle moon, with a cat at the masthead, and another as a figurehead on the prow." End quote. Thank you all so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed the tale, please hit that like button and share this with friends. Queen Berúthiel and her cats have a mysterious and really quite creepy story, most of which can be found in the Unfinished Tales and a 1966 interview with Tolkien himself. Let me know your thoughts about this story in the comments below, and please check out our links to Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and our merch in the description. Finally, don't forget to subscribe to join the Men of the West and all of the Free Peoples today. I'll see you all again next week with a lore review on the game The Lord of the Rings: The War in the North. In the meantime, have a great Halloween, everyone. As always, guys, thank you all so much for the support and for joining me on this adventure. Until the next one, my friends.